Why do life transitions feel so hard? Whether it's retiring after decades of work, coming home from a relaxing vacation, becoming an empty nester, or even starting a new health journey, why does it feel like everything gets thrown off?
Life is full of transitions, and while some can be exciting, they can still be incredibly challenging. During these periods, our routines change, our identities shift, and the healthy habits we've worked so hard to build can suddenly disappear. Today, we'll talk about why transitions have such a powerful impact on our health and weight, why it's completely normal to struggle during these changes, and how to navigate them without losing all the progress you've made.
As a health coach and a wellness coach, we ask the questions so you get the answers. Let's get started as we ask.
Wait, what?
Hi, Leah.
Hi, Kamna, how are you?
Good. I know you are coming up on a big transition.
Well, I was wondering, would you consider coming back to school?
Yes.
Okay, I have 100 transitions and you were just talking about right there. But yeah, this
Yeah.
is gonna be a transitional year for sure, I think,
Well,
in
not only
general.
that, but every August you say, I hate this
Hate it.
month.
I hate August.
You hate
Yeah.
August because you're transitioning from a more relaxed summer. You may still be busy,
Mhm.
but you're relaxed. And then you're back to wham into routine.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a transition, but I was actually when you said empty nester, I was like, "Oh my gosh, because 'cause I'm gonna have a senior this year." It doesn't mean I'm gonna be
Hmm.
an empty nester, I'll still have them here, but that's all gonna be a whole transition as well too.
Yeah.
Like, coming
Yeah.
in next this whole school year is gonna be yeah, a lot, and then there's me transitioning at the gym.
Oh,
Hopefully, I'm gonna
gosh.
have a
Yeah.
body transition, hopefully. Ugh.
That
So,
explains why it's so hard for you, honestly. It's a transition.
the gym
Getting to go to the gym is difficult because you're transitioning from one phase of your life to another phase of your life.
to the roly-poly phase
What
to
does
the
that mean?
hopefully a little bit stronger, I don't know.
Yes.
And the more I'm just talking about this right now and in reading the intro, I feel like a lot of it is every month seems almost like a different transition.
Yeah. I think we should begin with transitions, our lists
Okay.
that we both have cultivated, and then we
Okay.
should go into why it's difficult and then potentially some solutions.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
All
Let's go
right.
for
Do
it.
you have a list?
The first one I came up with, was grief.
Grief. Oh, yes.
That's a big transition when you're part of your life is missed. And by the way, I mean grief like it could be grief in general as like grief of an old job. That's a type of grief, grief of maybe your neighbors are moving and you're gonna miss them. There's grief there.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
only the obviously the loss of somebody that you love, that's a whole other grief too. Because
Right.
you
Right.
honestly, I believe with every grief that you encounter in your life, it changes you and you become a
Yes.
little bit different version of you.
Yes. Agreed. 100%.
Right?
Hmm.
So that's a big transition. You have to grieve that and then figure out who you are now.
And you also have to go back to like normal life, which I don't even, that just must be so overwhelming. Like
Mhm.
you're in such a state of shock and grief, and then you have to go back to
Yeah.
making lunch and dinner and going to
Yep.
work or whatever you have to
Yep.
do, for
That's
sure.
one of those where you have to fake it till you make it a lot of times.
Mhm.
When there's grief. The other one I was thinking about was, oh my god, went out of my head. Go ahead and I'll
Well, I think we're gonna spend a little time talking about this, but retirement.
retirement.
We
That's
have
such
a
a
lot of
big
people who are
transition.
in our groups who are retiring, and you have to think of a whole new life.
And routine and
Yes.
your friends that you saw every day, you don't see them anymore. Like there's a lot.
Mhm. Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
for sure. Getting married.
That's one. And on the flip side, getting divorced.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Becoming a parent.
Oh yeah. That's a
You know,
tough
I
transition.
remember I before I got pregnant, I wanted to be pregnant. I wanted to have a baby. I was like
Mhm.
really ready mentally. I was so excited when I found out I was pregnant. It was not a easy pregnancy, but I was excited overall.
Yeah.
And then my daughter was born, and it wasn't anything about her, but I felt that whole period, probably for 6 months, so overwhelming. My life changed, my routine changed, my I couldn't just go out whenever I felt like it. I had to think about the baby and then the naps and the feeding and the oh, it was like I felt suffocated by that whole change.
Yeah, that's a tough one, and rightfully so. I mean, your body is going through hell basically, and
Mhm.
also even the transition from having 1 kid to 2 kids,
Oh, yeah.
and then I can't even imagine having 2 to 3 because anybody with more than 2 is crazy to me. So, I don't but that was a tough transition
It's
for
a
me,
very,
from going
very
from
tough.
1 kid to 2 was, like,
Yeah, because you have to
moving.
worry about where they both are, or in
Yeah,
my case, all 3, yeah.
yeah, it just and am I showing enough love to everybody? And
Mhm.
it's that's a real tough one, but
Obviously empty nesting, which is
yeah.
the flip side of that.
Mhm.
Becoming a grandparent.
Oh, that's probably a good one.
It's a good one, but it's also different,
Yeah,
it's like a
that's a
different
good
phase of life.
didn't even think of that one, yeah.
Transitions aren't necessarily bad times, it's
Right.
just one change from one time to a different
They
something.
each transition changes your identity a little bit, don't you think?
That's a very true statement.
Like, every
Very
time you're in
true.
the middle of a transition, it's changing your identity a tiny bit.
Mhm.
It's like I would think of it like a tune when the radio, you old school radio, you used to have to, like,
Yes.
tune it to the left and then tune it to the right, and tune it to the left just to get the right spot. I
Mhm.
imagine that's how, I am with each transition.
To take this analogy further, transitions are like when you're driving and your old radio station doesn't come in clear anymore, so you have to find a new radio
Yeah.
station, and that process of finding a new radio station is very difficult.
Yeah. Wow, that's a
Like,
great analogy.
but you started that
Yeah,
analogy, but it's like find if when we had to figure out the radio station, you're like searching, and this is not a good one, and I
right.
don't like this music, and then you like
Yeah,
move the dial around, and then you can't get it exactly right,
exactly
and it
right.
kind of
You're
comes
like,
in.
"This is country, I don't want country," or and then you like,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Oh, man, that's exactly how I feel about life sometimes.
Yes. And then you get it, and then you have to find another one.
Yes.
Moving,
Yeah, I have that moving new home, yeah.
anything moving, like a kid moving, or in my case, or us moving, or thinking about moving, or just
Mhm.
any of it.
Oh,
My
yeah.
parents and my in-laws, but they both moved within like probably what year, a year and a
That's a
half.
tough transition.
We were helping both of them, so even then we were facing a change because we were getting a lot of their stuff because they were downsizing and
And then you had to say goodbye to everything too.
yes, yes. So
Mhm.
not just our moving, but other people's moving, like you said, a neighbor or a friend or
Yeah.
somebody. Um,
Ugh.
this one I thought was really interesting because I think many people are affected by this one. Daylight savings.
Yeah, and it's in the news right now about permanent changing and all that, but that's a tough transition that happens twice a year.
Hmm. Yes, and when it goes from like being light at 8:30, 9 o'clock
You
to
know
dark at 6 o'clock,
I hate when
it's
anybody messes with my sleep anyway.
yeah,
Awful.
it's
Ugh.
awful.
Yeah.
I have a few more.
Okay.
Returning from vacation and weekends to weekdays.
What do you
You
mean by
know,
wait, say that again.
when you have like Sunday to Monday, that's why
Okay.
Mondays are so rough because that's the transitional day.
That's why I couldn't figure out what was going on today. I don't normally get the Mondays that often, but man, did I have the Mondays today. It's a
Really?
transition. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Traveling for work or for any other reason, if you are traveling and you're tired and your sleep is disrupted, obviously then it's a trickle down effect, you know?
Yeah.
Or if you're
New job.
changing
Did you
time
say
zones,
you said new
I did
job,
not.
right?
I didn't say that. That's a
New
good one.
job is one, yeah.
Oh, for sure.
COVID was one.
You're right.
COVID was a big transition, big one for me.
Yes. So,
Also, that COVID trickled down to me stop drinking. Not that I had a drinking problem, but I totally stopped drinking during COVID. Done. I was like
really?
never touching it again. And I really haven't besides like 2 drinks here and there. But yeah, that was so there was 2 transitions in that time.
Wow.
Yeah.
A lot of people started drinking during
Yeah.
COVID.
And I stopped.
Good
Yeah.
for you. Good
Yeah.
for you. Uh, I along the same lines, working from home, going back to the
Oh,
office,
yeah,
which a
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
people had,
Mhm.
because you had a routine, you're all set up, and then you have to go back to the office, and you're like, "Oh, I
Man.
don't know if I like this anymore."
Ugh. So many
If
people
you've
have that problem.
trained and finished a race, And I actually
Mhm.
extrapolated that to any other thing where you have a goal and it's
Mhm.
finished, or if it's like your kid's wedding, or you were planning for a trip, or you have a goal in mind.
Mhm.
You complete the goal and then you're like, now what? What do I do now?
So I felt that way when we were planning our wedding. We got married in like 6 months. We got engaged and we were married like 5 months later. And I was like nonstop wedding, 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 wedding stuff. And then I moved in. And then I remember like a week after we got married, I was at work and someone was like, "So how's married life?" I'm like, "It's boring. What do we do now? Like, what do we do?" Because I was, like you said, that was a big transition.
It is. I
Yeah.
was talking to somebody about this too. We normally have a party for New Year's, and they're like, "Are you going to even have one this year?" Because our dad is getting married in December. Sorry, not June, mid-December. And I was like, "I think I'm going to need it after
Yeah.
all of that hubbub and all those people, and then suddenly it's going to be quiet. I don't think I'm going to be able to handle the quiet."
That's true, but you might crave it.
Yes and no. I
I
think,
know.
that transition period of going from all that excitement of that event to now what?
Now what? What do I do now? Right.
Yeah.
What's next?
Yes. Um and then the last one I have here, that was the same one, finishing a goal or something.
Yeah, that's
Or
a
even PT. If you have PT and then you stop,
oh, yeah.
you're like, now what?
Mhm. Well, that's the same thing even, like, if you have a major surgery too. It's like, "Okay, well,
Yeah.
now what? What do I do?" That's just a transition
Mhm.
phase, like, if you break something bad, like,
Mhm.
now what? Like, I this is me now. I have to accept
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
So,
I
lots of
and
transitions.
it's crazy, and if you actually really think about it, I'm sure we could find 100
Oh,
more.
yeah.
Did you have any ones that I didn't cover?
No, I actually don't. I mean, you said them all that I did you did say vacation?
I did say
Okay,
vacation.
then yeah.
I was thinking about vacation. I think a thought occurred to me that part of the reason it's difficult to come back is when you go away, you leave your whole house, you leave
Yeah,
all the mess and the chaos that always drives you crazy. You're always thinking, "Oh, I need to clean this. I need to work on that." All the daily responsibilities. I have to cook dinner. I have to buy groceries. I have to blah blah blah. You fill in the list.
yeah.
When you're on vacation, you're like, somebody else has to worry about the dinner. I
Mhm.
just have to show up.
And I don't have to do dishes,
Yeah.
nothing.
On vacation, all of that stress from your brain is just poof, gone.
Mhm.
And then when you come back to your house, you're like, I gotta do the laundry. That's the first thing. Gotta do the
Laundry.
laundry.
Yep. And then you open your refrigerator and there's no food in there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, what are we gonna eat now?
Right.
Vacation one is a hard
That's
one for
such a
me.
that's probably one of the hardest, don't you think?
It is. I actually think my theory is, and I don't have any science behind this, but I think people actually lose weight or maintain weight while they're on vacation because they're not as stressed.
I would think you're correct on that. And they're out of their they do more, they're moving more, everything
Yes.
is, like, relaxed and yeah, you're right.
Even when they're eating with enjoyment.
Yeah.
They're excited about work.
Also, there's usually not as many snacky foods at home, like, you're not
Yes.
snacking all day. You're eating
Yes.
big meals and what you want, but
Mhm.
probably 3 times a day.
Yes. Yes. So I think you're right that it's just
It's a hard
your
one.
brain is on vacation and then you come back and you're like, I guess I'm on the clock again. And even for me after vacation, coming back to exercise, so
It's hard
difficult.
to get back in that routine.
And the weights feel heavier, the cardio feels like more torturous. It's just all so difficult for me.
That's scary to me. Truly, that's scary.
Why?
Because I feel like sometimes you get it's taking so much out of me to get this routine
Yeah.
that I'm so scared that it's gonna go poof.
That is exactly what's happening. You break your routine, and then your brain's like, "What happened? What
Oh,
did we
with all
do?"
transitions, you mean?
All transitions. Your
And
brain is so happy when everything is predictable.
it's so scary.
It is. And
Ugh.
you have a certain identity. Like if you're going to work, you have an identity of someone who has a job and you have a
Mhm.
9 to 5. You pack your lunch, you plan for your breakfast, you plan for your drive home. What are you going to listen to in the car? Do you have to make some phone calls on the drive? You plan your whole day.
Mhm.
Even if you're like socializing at work, you're seeing people, you're like, oh, I'm going to see that person. I'm going to tell them about X, Y, and Z. If you transition from a work identity to a retiree
Oh,
identity,
yeah.
huge. Or if you lose your job or if you transition job, it's still a huge shift
Yeah.
when something like that changes. Your whole identity is gone. And then your brain's like, wait, who are we supposed to be now? I
Mhm.
don't know. Who
Yeah,
am I?
and it doesn't your brain is just like, God, it's trying to protect you, I get it, but it also is
Yes.
like it's almost stubborn. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Your brain craves the routine, which is, this is so interesting is if you have a healthy habit, you need a routine to keep that healthy habit. Like right now, you're
Mhm,
exercising. You're
mhm,
getting up at what, 5 o'clock,
mhm,
going to the gym, and then you go get ready, go to work.
mhm.
That's your routine. If something was to interrupt that routine, you wouldn't know where to fit the gym in
Correct. Right,
because your brain would be like, I don't know where that's supposed to go
right,
because it
and
was
my brain
always
would
went.
yep, you're right, and my brain would just be like, "Oh, just don't do it right now because it's too much work fitting it in."
Most healthy habits rely on routine and not motivation.
That's such a good I'm writing that down. Most
Healthy habits rely on routines and not motivation.
good.
And just to add on to that, some of your cues are gone. So if you transition from one state to another, where you're like, I get coffee at this time, or I take a walk around the building at this time, or whatever you do in your day, and something interrupts that cue, then you're like, oh, I don't know what was next because my
Mhm.
cue for lunch was, oh, it's 12 o'clock. I had this meeting and then I go to lunch. But if
Cues are
something,
huge, yeah, you're
yeah,
right,
if the cue is gone, what are you supposed to do? So you have to
right.
create the whole thing from scratch. When all of that changes, your brain says, well, everything's different. Please just give me comfort. And then we know when we do when we have we need comfort.
Mhm. Yeah, we eat.
What's your go-to comfort?
Um, my go-to comfort is ice cream.
Hmm.
Ice cream. 1,000% it's ice cream.
Yeah.
What about you?
Mine would probably be candy and then chips, sometimes together.
Oh. But that's my comfort. Like, I know some people love taking a bubble bath with candles. I can't. I can't get into that. I wish that was
But
my comfort.
that takes too much time. The
Yeah.
food ones are immediate.
Yeah, you're right.
If you take a bath, you have to set it up, you have to get the candles, the
Yeah.
water has to be the right temperature. Maybe you put some bubbles or salt
Yeah.
in there. That all takes 10 minutes to even set up.
Very true.
If I want relief, I want it right now.
Mhm.
That's why I'm going to go for those things.
True.
Comfort food, alcohol, extra
Yeah.
snacking.
Alcohol for some people, yeah.
The other thing that happens is if you see a lot of people who go, particularly from retirement to from working to retirement, their steps change.
You mean literally how many steps they get in a day?
Yes.
Yeah.
Whereas normally they may be at 8,000 steps just in their normal day. Now
Mhm.
they're at 3 to 4.
Yeah, and that's did I ever tell you about the mail carrier that I worked with once? She was a walking mailman, mailwoman, whatever you wanna call them. And she would get, like, 140,000 steps in a week, right?
Oh.
140 like, tons, right? And when she had got hurt and she was off for, like, 6 months, and her steps went down to, like, 3,000 a day, right? And it wasn't like she got hurt in her bottom half, so she could still walk and everything. And she's like, "What am I gonna this is showing me what am I gonna do in retirement? Because my body
Oh.
is used to being up here,
Hmm.
and now I'm here. What the heck am I going to do?" So it
Wow.
almost becomes more she's like, "It's gonna be more work for me to figure all of this all out."
How much did her steps changed in half?
Oh, no, it was like a quarter. She was getting, like, 3,000 a day versus 20,000 a day.
Wow.
It was crazy. But she again, walking mail carrier, so
That's crazy.
I know. But it
But
was
if you go from that level of activity to, I don't know, it's just
but
such a different
there are
thing.
people that are gonna like, my husband did it. He was a mechanic and would walk around the shop back and forth, up and down, getting this, getting that, going all the way back to the front, all the way back. And then he went from that to teaching mechanic in a classroom. He's not getting
Oh,
nearly as many steps as he did. Do you know what I mean?
wow. Yeah.
So that was a huge transition on his body too.
Yeah.
Because you could see, like, his calves used to be, like, almost like
They're
super
very
not
toned,
that they're
yeah.
not now, but I'm just saying they're a lot different.
Yeah. I just looked up really quick because I was curious. Retirees typically experience a modest weight gain of 2 to 4 pounds on average during the first year of retirement.
That
This
doesn't
increase
seem
is
like a lot.
generally tied to decreased daily this is
Yeah,
average.
yeah.
Some people get busier, some people get way, way less busy.
Mhm.
So I think it's, all of that. And then when you get stressed because your brain doesn't know what you're supposed to be doing, you have poor sleep, you have increased hunger, you have more cravings for sugar, and then you have less motivation to exercise.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm old, I can't. I'm not old, I can't. And then I've heard so many people say that, oh, it's too, I'm so
Everybody
set in
says
my
that.
ways.
Everybody says that. Everybody.
Higher,
I've said it.
yeah,
I've said it.
higher blood sugar and increased inflammation. So there's a direct impact from one life change to another and the a way that it affects your brain and what happens in your body.
Just from this simple thing that you think is a transition.
Yes. And it could be anything in your life. Like we
Mhm.
said, I mean, we probably didn't even touch on the surface
Right.
of potential transitions.
Mhm.
So then what is the answer? How do you take care of this?
I don't know. I really don't. I mean, do you think that part of it is acknowledging it and calling it, "Okay, I'm in a transitional phase right now,"
Yes, you were
and be
right on the
patient with
money.
yourself?
Yes, you're exactly right. Acknowledging what your current situation is and say, okay, this is all new. Like the whole radio station thing. I got to find a new radio station. I got to
Mhm.
find a new
I
routine
gotta
in
be
my
patient
day.
with it because if you punch the radio, you break it.
That is so true.
So you have to be patient and be like, "Okay, I just have to get through this. I have to figure out what's gonna happen next," right?
Yes. 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 So I think we've said this to people is keep one habit constant.
Yeah.
So if you can just work on one thing that remains the same,
Mhm.
maybe it's sleep, maybe it's your walking. Um, it's just something that's always the same. So your body's like, okay,
Right.
at, at 7 o'clock in the morning, we're taking a walk,
Mhm.
whatever it is.
It's a great point. Yeah, you got to. Your brain needs something to be consistent.
Yes, something because
Yeah.
if everything changes, oh boy,
Mhm.
recreate structure, but it has to be a new structure.
Re
So if
Yeah.
you always pack your lunch for work, like right
Mm.
now, you pack your lunch, don't you?
I don't even but I eat at home now, but yes, I do it during the
Well,
school.
okay, your
Yeah.
summer, but in the school year,
Yeah,
I'm
I pack
saying
my own
yes.
lunch. Yeah.
You pack your lunch, but if you're home, like you just said, now are you packing lunch?
No. I'm eating chips right out of a bag.
Right. So that part of your day is gone.
Yeah.
So even from a work to a summer transition, if something stays the same, I remember when my kids were home and they were really little, during the summer we set up a new routine. So we'd have breakfast, they'd have to work in their workbooks, they'd have to finish their 3 or 4 things. They had to practice their prayers, they had to practice piano, and one more thing they had to do, and then they could go play. But
Mhm.
those 3 or 4 things they had to do that were consistent. And then they had some downtime and they played and we had activities, but everything was a new routine. It wasn't the same as a
Good
school
for
year.
you.
But I think we all crave it, don't you think?
Yeah. Wow, though. Yeah.
But
I
think
mean, you're
about
right.
think
You're
about
right.
your summer routine. Do you have a summer routine?
I have a summer routine, but I didn't always. I have a summer routine now because I've realized how important it is for my mental health.
Yes.
And so now I still have a routine. I know that people that I live with don't, and I can see
Mhm.
where August gets really hard for them.
Okay. Yeah.
Like for me, I've already been in a routine and I've kept the routine and I'm still getting up early. I'm not sleeping in. Like that's key to me to maintaining
Mhm.
a consistent mental health.
Very true. Very true.
And even on
Good for
Saturdays and
you.
Sundays, I'm big on that. Like because what's the big deal? What is what is one extra hour going to give me to snuggle in my bed? You know,
And there have some studies that say that if you sleep in on a weekend, it can still mess you up. It's sort of like binge sleeping
it
compared to like,
absolutely messes you up.
yeah,
Yeah.
like I
So
was gonna say binge drinking, but not quite the same. But it does affect your body.
true. It might. You never know.
Yeah.
So
Um, find purpose. I really, really like this one. So If you have days that are emptier, or if you have a change where you're not as busy or whatever it is, find a different purpose. So that could be volunteering, it could be helping somebody out, it could be just anything that you're doing for other people. It gives you a boost and a rush of endorphins, and that finding a purpose, it drives you forward. And
That's very
so
true. That's very true. I know people that lose their purpose.
mhm, yeah.
Yeah.
And it could be from anything. It could be from summer to school. It could be from weekend to weekday. It could be from anything. Just find some kind of purpose
Yeah. Great point.
and celebrate the small wins. So if you walked 5,000 steps instead of 3, that's a victory.
Celebrate it.
If you went to bed on time, that's a victory.
Mhm.
Let's celebrate what we actually did.
I think that would help us, make the transition become more of a routine once you
Mhm.
complete that habit loop where you acknowledge it and reward it.
Right. Right.
Like celebrating it is a reward.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. And then if all your habits stay the same, you eat better, you move better, you sleep better, you drink your water, all the
Mhm.
basic things come back
I
into
think that a
focus.
lot of times we can predict when a transition is coming, and it's like all of these things can help us be prepared for it.
Yes, you're
Like, you can
right.
predict I can predict there's going to be like, right around, like, time change. I know that this is gonna be tough, so I have to remember that this is another transition that my body's gonna go through my whole we didn't even talk about menopause and that kinda
Oh
transition.
God, yes.
Sorry, that was a whole other topic, but yeah, like, you almost know when things are coming, so you have to be, like, patient with yourself.
Absolutely right. I think acknowledging it,
Mhm.
setting up a new routine, and then getting used to that
Yeah.
and praising yourself for what you do well.
Praise myself after August is over. "Yay, we made it!"
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. So,
I this was helpful to me. I don't know about for you,
I
but
think it was helpful just realizing that these are all transitions.
yeah, and
'Cause
it's very normal.
yeah, and transitions is such a, like, fancy, deep word
Mhm.
that I was, like, a little intimidated by it, but now I'm like, "Okay, these are transitions, and it's okay to be in a transition."
I think we are all the time. I don't think life is
Yeah.
predictable enough for just us to say we're not. Okay, I found this quote and I thought it was really good.
Oh, wow, you already gave us a good one. Go on.
Oh, I have another one for you.
Okay.
The people who stay healthy aren't the ones who avoid change. They're the ones who learn how to transition through it with intention instead of waiting for your life to feel normal again.
Wow, that was a deep one.
So you just ride the wave
Yeah,
instead of saying, "Oh, I'm just going to stand here until everything calms down." No, life is not calming down. That's a
never.
joke. That's a
Yes.
joke.
Yes. I have one similar, but very short.
Okay.
Each transition is a doorway to the next chapter.
Oh, I like that.
Mhm.
I do like your radio station one better.
Me
I
too.
do like
I
that.
love that radio
Yeah.
station thought, like, I'm changing the dial right now. Gonna put on some fun
Hmm.
music, and then some sad music, and then because sometimes that happens.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm. And sometimes you want a podcast.
Yes.
So
Oh,
so,
yes, definitely.
all
All
right.
right. We'll see
Well,
you next
have a
week.
great week.
Bye. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. All the information provided is meant for education and entertainment purposes only. Please consult your physician before making any changes.
If you liked this episode, please give us a 5-star review. Also, share this episode with someone who you think would enjoy it. If you have topics you want us to investigate, please message us. Thanks.